You're listening to Court Reserve Unscripted with me, Ashley Owens.
Hello, good morning or afternoon. I'm not sure where you are.
Well, I just flew 14 hours red eye, got back from Hawaii. And so I'm so zombie sleepy right now. I'm so sorry I'm late.
No worries. We can schedule another one in a few weeks to remind you what we talked about today. But
That's okay. I'm recording it. It'll be
okay,
good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How
How
I
are
was
you?
going to ask if you were out in Kona for the RSPA event. Is that what it was? Okay, good. How was it?
It was good. I flew out Thursday before and then came home, and I'm in Florida. So like to get back home and to have been 6 hours behind, I mean, my alarm woke me up at 8:30 this morning and my husband's like, "Honey, are you going to get up today?" Like
You're like, what is today?
about
Yeah.
yeah, about so
That's a good effort.
nah, so thanks for meeting me. I had another call at 11 and I pushed it, but I think that with your call it was important because it's coming up in November, right?
December,
Oh,
but it is
December.
coming up, so we have
Yeah.
a little bit more time, but yes, we do have a convention, the
Yes.
5th through the 7th in
Okay.
Tempe, Arizona, so not
Okay.
as big of a flight there, to Hawaii.
Yes.
We try to keep them centralized for that purpose, but, yes, that I can tell you all about it. I
Please.
just didn't know how much we need to step back, and if you've ever been to an ITA convention or if you know
Mm-mm.
much about the ITA, what the association is and does and all that, so I can give you the full spiel, however much is helpful there just to
Yeah,
paint kind of the backdrop, but,
please do.
um okay, great, because I'm very familiar with Court Reserve, so kudos to your team just in that it's all in my world from, I played college tennis, but playing locally, so I'm constantly,
Thank you. Yeah.
logging into Court Reserve, and I've looked you guys up because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, this is cool," like, they do a great job, and I can see all the connective tissue and how you can really infiltrate a lot of places in the tennis world, so anyways, so
Thank you.
just as a personal
That's
fan from
cool.
afar, I really like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I joined the ITA in January, so this is going to be my full run at convention. So I'll refer to conventions of the past from what I've heard, but this is my first take. I'm sort of the director of external engagement, so working more with the partners
Okay.
holistically. So, if you wanted to partner with the ITA year round, we could have that discussion. But for
Okay.
convention's sake, I'm here to make sure all of our partners are well taken care of when they show up. So,
Okay.
um, the ITA, I think maybe just a quick primer on that. The governing body of college tennis is
Okay.
the spiel. We're a coaches organization, so that's our primary constituents is the what is it? 3,000 plus coaches at all divisions, D1, 2, 3, NAIA, JUCO, you name it. We govern the rules and sanction tournaments and championships for all divisions throughout the year. Um,
Okay.
I would say in probably the past 15-ish years, it has also just transitioned into being a governing body for the student athletes as well. So initially very focused on coaches, but ultimately very heavy handed in delivering a good experience for student athletes and that being our kind of secondary audience, but still a primary audience for us as well. So yeah, like I said, rules, rankings, tournaments, those are kind of our primary deals throughout the year. We
Okay.
sort of own the sport all the way up till the 2 weeks of the NCAA championships, in which the
Yeah.
NCAA takes our rules, takes our rankings, takes all of our processes, and then hosts the tournament for two
Yeah.
weeks. Steals our thunder for that much
Yeah.
time, but we're largely kind of owning the sport up until then. So I think that's just a slight nuance difference for what it's worth to other college sports where the NCAA has a bit more oversight and say into the sport. Not That's not necessarily the case in tennis. The ITA is sort of the one-stop shop. They look to us to kind of guide them in the process. So,
Okay.
uh, like I say, the coaches convention happens every year. I'd say even though we have 3,000 ish coaches, we're probably targeting, a successful event would be 350 coaches.
Okay.
It fluctuates year to year. So it's hard to eyeball. I know last year was probably a fairly average year of 300-ish coaches. In
Okay.
years we've had 500, 600, and some obviously COVID off years, things like that. So hard to get a good gauge, but I think we have early indicators of having probably a good attendance. So I think that's kind of the number we're looking at. The 5th through the 7th, it'll be kind of a half day on the 5th. A lot of it is education for the coaches. So
Mm-hmm.
that first noon to 4 p.m. slot, they're going to be on court going through different kind of coaching drills and whatnot. So more just kind of like ways to sharpen your toolkit as a coach. But in the evening, we will have a couple of fun events. That's where we want to bring our partners in to engage with the coaches a bit more. So there's a prize money tournament. The coaches are going to play each other, and then there's a happy hour happening at the same time. So those are two mix and mingle
Okay.
events where our partners will show up and be present and kind of talk as coaches are on and off the court, eating appetizers, things like that.
Okay.
The second day, Saturday, that'll be another half day of education. They'll be in a classroom on the Arizona State campus, and that's
Yep.
we're using the Arizona State tennis courts and facilities for this whole thing. And then once they wrap up there, we will have kind of a very traditional type showcase for our vendors, and so they're all
Okay.
parked kind of in this upstairs pavilion off the courts. And then we'll put the food kind of in the back of that place so that all coaches are forced to go through the convention hall or
Yep.
the vendor hall, and then that's where we'll have our vendors set up and everyone can interact there as well. And then there's a pickleball pints and pizza event that evening as well. So again, it's just we're keeping them around the facility, around all the different touch points we have set up. And then the
Okay.
last day is a bit of a half day again. I should have this down by now, but
Right.
details. I oversee part of it, not all of it. Let's see, 9 to 12 a.m. Yep, another kind of breakfast education half day sessions, and then they kind of check out at noon on that last
Okay.
day. So like I say, it's really 2 total days, but
Yep.
spread out over 3 days. And
Okay.
that's sort of the flow of the event. But yeah, I mean, I think from a one question I get is what kind of coaches show up, and it is typically a decent mix. We're going to have a lot of newcomer coaches.
Mhm.
That tends to be those who pop that are just haven't been coaching that long. But then you will have a lot of the big budgeted schools that their
Mhm.
coaches show up. But it tends to just be a good mix from all
Okay.
divisions and things like that. But that's sort of the quick spiel of it. I don't know exactly kind of who maybe your primary target audience is, what you'd be looking to get after or get out of kind of showing up. But obviously my head goes to some form of sponsorship or partnership in this convention if that's what you're interested in. But really
Okay.
could also take a step back and hear more about you guys and how we could maybe be of service and connect some dots at convention or beyond that.
Yeah. So on my Hawaii time brain, I'll tell you that in the past 9 years, we have been so fortunate to have partnered with several schools. Um, a lot of them are the faculty clubs. And so
Mhm.
like the Duke Faculty Club, the UNC, the Farm, we do a lot of the school's public tennis reservations. So like University of Utah, Wyoming, Idaho State. So we do have a lot of relationships that we would like to expand upon in the college area because most colleges, whether they're D1, 2, or 3, usually have some sort of courts at their college, and they generally rent those courts out to either the faculty or the public. And CourtReserve has certainly become a platform that can help them manage that. We have found that I was just in Hawaii and Ferris State was there, and Ferris State, to book their courts, you have to call them. And it's really something that we can make very manageable on the tennis side and help them show revenue and all kinds of things, so we're very interested in learning more about how we can support them. I do think that having, going to this first convention would be a great eye opener for us to make sure that we're talking to the right people in the space. I'm sure the college coaches don't make the decision to bring CourtReserve into the public facility or faculty club, but they do have a say in it, and they don't know what they don't know until they meet us and know that we can handle them. So I think it's a real opportunity. I don't even know the pricing of what it would cost for us to come, to the convention, but I would definitely like for us to experience it first and then revisit maybe a long-term, partnership throughout the year.
Yeah.
One of the things that I just spoke to, the USTA National Campus here in Orlando uses CourtReserve to run their day-to-day at the campus, and Billie Jean King in New York, where the Open's held. And they're having an internship now with people who want to go into coaching. And so I know a lot of coaches come from the college standpoint, right? They play college ball and then they go and they want to coach, which is amazing. And so I got to speak to 9 of their interns like 2 weeks ago. And now they're all CourtReserve fans, right? So, I mean, I think it's an opportunity for us to continue making sure that people who want to get into the profession know who we are and continue our branding. And I think it's an opportunity for us that we've never had, the chance to do. So I would love to learn about what that looks like sponsorship wise. It probably would not be me coming. We have a team of people that they excel at conference work. And if I can get there, I will. I know October, I'm traveling like 3 weeks out of the month already. But if you could send me the sponsorship information, would love to take a look at that. And yeah, let's pull the trigger and move forward with this for sure, as long as it fits in our budget.
Great. Yeah, no, well, hopefully we can work it in. I mean, obviously there are tiers and levels,
Okay.
but I think baseline entry just for your typical the booth setup and to have that presence, we're saying $1,000.
Okay.
And, if you want to have a bigger ownership in the happy
Sure.
hour, I can pitch you that, and then
Okay.
we'll hike up the price from there. But I think that it's a pretty palatable event from what I've looked at with the
Yeah.
peers in the space. So hopefully won't scare you with anything, but also we're customizable and flexible. If you're like, hey, I'd love to be a part of this, but we have this much to spend,
Yeah.
just shoot me a note and I can make something happen there. Um,
Awesome. Let
but
me
yeah,
ask
and
you
I
a question. How many
yeah.
vendors usually come to the conference?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's something so I was actually touring the space Monday, Tuesday because we had initially said we're gonna keep it very closed off to just our existing current paying
Okay.
partners and make it more intimate and just, like, dial it up for them, and that's around 8 to 10. However, after touring the space, we have a lot of space. I think we have more space than we thought we did, and
Awesome.
so now I've opened up the it's great we have the conversation on the tail end of that trip
Yeah.
because or I would have maybe said not this year. But I think we have space for maybe 15 to 20. And so I'm going to
Nice.
go try to get in that number, but we still want to keep it fairly, like not overwhelming, but
Yeah.
just like most people in your shoes or your company shoes, they want the handshake one-on-one
Yes.
conversations. And so if there's 50 vendors, it's just really hard to pull that off. I think
Yes.
so. We're going to try to buffer space where there's more one-on-one interaction time with
Sweet.
partners.
That sounds great. That's
And
awesome.
I do think just to your note on the coaches might not, there it's very interesting, and you'll see this because not all coaches are the same, but some co like Matt Hill, the ASU coach who I met, he's absolutely the decision maker for, like, all things in
Mm.
the tennis space. So you're gonna have coaches who they're gonna be like, "Hey, we need court reserve."
Yeah.
Make it happen, and someone will make it happen. He might not be the person that makes it, but he makes the decision. Other coaches, you're right, they're more focused on court,
Yep.
technical, player development, don't care about the business side, but, "Hey, my assistant is that person. My
Love
assistant
it.
here too." So you're gonna catch a good mix of people that will be able to, like, to your point, not only just get the brand in their head, but kinda carry the decision torch as well, so
Works for me. That's
great.
awesome. So you're
Awesome.
gonna follow up with me with an email with all the jazz? All right.
Yes,
I should have a decision for you by the end of the day if that works for you.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll shoot you just bulleted in for there's a deck. I don't know, it might be overkill, but I can shoot you just the bullets
Okay.
of here's entry, kind of sponsorship, but and then a couple other options if you want to take a look at those.
I would love to. Thank you
Okay.
so much for making time for me.
No, thank you. It's you're the one with the busier schedule, so I really appreciate it and hope you get some rest and get dialed back into Florida time soon.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good
See ya.
one.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this podcast. If you'd like to learn more about how CourtReserve became the go-to club management software for racket and paddle sport clubs, come say hello over on our website. There's a link in the show notes.